Hey mom, today's journey from Uttaradit to Phitsanulok placed me directly on one of the most important projects of nation building in Thailand's modern history, the Northern Line of the State Railway of Thailand. Riding these tracks isn't simply a matter of moving south. It's a way of tracing the very lines along which the country's geography, economy, and identity were stitched together. The Northern Line began under King Chulalongkorn as part of his modernization program. Construction began in 1891, with the first section from Bangkok to Ayutthaya opening in 1897. Over the next 2 decades, the line steadily expanded. Lapuri by 1901, Phitsanulok by 1908, Uttaradit by 1909, Lampang by 1916, and finally Chiang Mai in 1921. The work was slow and difficult, involving the clearing of forests, bridging of rivers, and tunneling through hills, an engineering feat that demanded enormous resources. But the purpose was clear. The railway was built not only for convenience, but for integration. Before its construction, the north was accessible mainly by the Chao Phraya River and by rugged overland routes. These were slow, vulnerable to seasonal change, and inadequate for modern administration. By laying rails northward, the monarchy ensured that Bangkok's authority could extend more effectively into the provinces. Troops could be moved more quickly, taxes collected more reliably, and goods transported with unprecedented speed. Economically, the Northern Line transformed entire regions. Uttaradit, where I boarded today, became one of the most significant rail towns in northern Thailand because of its role in the teak trade. Timber harvested from the forests of Nan and Lampang was funneled through Uttaradit to the capital, making the town a commercial hub. Phitsanulok, where I arrived later, served as both a military and administrative crossroads. Its station was more than a transit point. It was a reminder that the railway had political as well as economic significance, anchoring the central government's presence in a region that had historically maintained strong local identities. The line also reshaped agriculture. Farmers who once produced mainly for subsistence could now transport surplus rice, fruit, and other crops to Bangkok. The railway compressed distance. A journey that once took weeks by cart could now be accomplished in days. Markets expanded, trade routes solidified, and regional economies became tied into the capital's orbit. In this sense, the Northern Line was both infrastructure and policy, a steel declaration that Thailand was one nation, connected and coordinated. Even today, more than a century later, the Northern Line continues to play a vital role. While buses and planes offer speed, the train remains essential for many because of its affordability and reliability. It carries not just passengers, but also freight, linking northern agriculture to central distribution networks. And for travelers like me, it offers not only transport, but perspective. A reminder that the tracks themselves are part of the country's historical DNA. For my own journey, the symbolism is impossible to ignore. As I move toward Bangkok, I'm following the same trajectory that goods, soldiers, students, and families have followed for generations. The capital isn't just a destination at the end of the line, it's the culmination of these flows. A city whose strength and identity have always depended on the provinces connected to it. Each stop reminds me that Bangkok does not stand apart from the rest of the country. It stands because of it. And now that I made it to Phitsanulok, it's time to take a tour.